I was my mother called a rapscallion. Yeah, I left the Mohawk. I was put into Mohawk when I was just before I was 7, and stayed there a few years, okay, you know. And then after that, there was like 8 of us, and my mother and dad had 8 children. I was one of 8. And there wasn't too much to do. I didn't get the education. So I was home and did all the housework and everything else around. I played ball. I went to the Mohawk Institute. I was there for a few years. And then when I left there, I went to Toronto. My sisters lived in Toronto, and I did housework there. And then left, and I met my husband. And then after we got married, we went up north. We had a cottage. My family had a cottage up north, Burke's Falls. So we went up there and stayed there for the summer and that. We still go back. I was there this past summer, okay, you know. And I've always been an outdoors person, as I said to a bunch of guys there. I said, there isn't a bush on this reserve I haven't hunted in. There isn't a hill I haven't climbed. This guy said, Sally, I'm a hill. You haven't climbed me yet. I said, I don't intend to. So other than that, I mean, I played ball. I said I did a lot of hunting and hiking. I still do my walk every morning, okay, you know. So, we got married and we were blessed with one daughter. And we had her for 68 years. She blessed us with a granddaughter who now has a great-granddaughter. We have a great-granddaughter. So.
Nice.
Other than that, that's my life. No, there was 8 of us. There was 3 boys, and I was the oldest girl. I had 2 brothers older, Elton and Leo, and then me. Okay. And then, as I said, I went from there to the Mohawk and wasn't there. We stayed there the year round, okay, you know. You just had to walk to school. Then they put me at the Mohawk, and then you stayed right there. That was your home.
I know the Mohawk Institute, it was like designed to keep the families apart. Do you think the family structure has changed since?
Well, now explain yourself in the sentence you just used before you used this last one.
Well, do you think the family structure has changed for the better or for the worst regarding Mohawk residential schools?
Regarding what?
The residential schools. What effect did it have?
On what?
On the family.
Well, to me, it meant a lot to me because then with my parents having 8 children, okay, that was something. I was away from home. I got the education and that, okay, you know. And I suppose my 2 brothers and I went at once at the Mohawk. So there was 3 children less to look after, right? So for my parents, okay, so
Yeah.
it was easier for them, I guess. I don't know.
Do you remember hearing your grandparents or your parents speaking their native language?
Well, they always talked.
Yeah.
Anybody came in, okay, they always talked.
Yeah, did you used to speak the language as well?
No, No, when people came in, you would go, you had to go mind the business, okay? You're there to talk.
Would you have liked to learn the language?
Pardon?
Would you have liked to learn the language?
Yes, I would have, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know quite a few words, okay, that, but you wouldn't want to hear. I stayed with my sister. I had a sister who lived in Toronto. And she knew of this person that wanted somebody to help. So that's where I went. And I stayed there at their house.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about your particular talent hunting? You were talking about being able to call the animals?
Oh yeah, not the animals, the deer. Okay? No, that's all I hunted, okay, for years with my husband. And then I got so I'd holler at them, and they'd turn and stop and look at me, and then I'd call them, they'd come. So that's when I quit. Okay, I couldn't shoot them. I wasn't too bad. My small gun I had was a 25-20, if you know anything about guns. And it was, my husband got it for me from a guy in Paris. And the father hated to part with it. And here, after a few years ago, a guy came. I still had the gun, 25-20, and the boy come down and wanted to know if I still had the gun, would I let him have it back? And I said, yes. I said, I'll give it to you. He said, so how much do you want for it? And I said, $37. He said, $37? He says, that gun is worth a whole lot more than that. I said, that's what my husband paid for it from your father, $37. And I said, so you want the gun, you can have it for $37. He says, no, ma'am. He says, I says, then please leave, okay, without your gun, okay? And he couldn't believe, so let him. And he says, why are you letting me have it for $37? And I said, because that's what my husband paid for it when he got it from your dad. And then the tears coming down his eyes, okay? He said, are you sure? Are you sure? And I said, you say any more? I said, you'll have to leave. So he says, all right. And he said, and I can take the gun? And I said, yes. I just started going, I don't know, like I was a house mother at the Mohawk Institute. Had 79 girls to look after, okay? You know,
How are you
asking a
this
question
morning?
like
Happy
that.
Valentine's Day.
But
Yes.
it's so hard.
14th.
The way the changes that have come along and are going to be still stronger for the children.
Come in and I see them on the computer.
It all depends
Oh, that's cute.
on the children themselves, whether they listen. This is the thing, this is what I used to, when I was a house mother at the Mohawk. This is what I told the girls there. And when I talked to them, I was their mother. And the different ones, they were from the north and Quebec, and then there was about 4 or 5 from out west.
Yeah.
And they said, the little ones, some of them said, Mrs. English, you just talk like my mother. And I said, I am your mother while you are here. And I said, and as such, I am going to treat you like your mother. And she says, but, I says, no buts about it. I'll just stop right there. She says, yes, Mom. And one of them said, well, I after all, she is our mother, she should know everything. So, and it was like this
Okay.
everyday
I can
thing.
go find
They-
you after.
They got up and I got to get them up in the morning. And make sure that they all got washed for breakfast and things, just like their mother would do it. Got them ready, they all had their own things to do. I never did anything for them other than look at their heads for bugs. Nits and bugs, okay, you'd look at their hair, check it, okay, and then if they did have anything, well, then somebody else would come and look and clean it out, okay, you know, clean their heads out. Because when I went to school, we had a lot of that, okay, you know, bunch of lousy kids. Can I ask you, why me?
I called Dawn and I explained to her what we were doing. And I asked her who she thought would be a good candidate for us to talk to, and your name was the first one she came up with.
Probably better.
And she said she's 95, she still walks every day, she was a hunter, she was a great outdoors person. She went to the Mohawk Institute, she was a house mother at the Mohawk Institute, and I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds great.
What age were you when you started hunting?
Oh golly, it was mostly when, with my husband, after we were married. Like I used to go, you know, my brothers couldn't stand having me around, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But they're like some of the guys with their sisters and that, okay, you know. And they used to hunt, but nothing like the way that I hunted. And, you know, the guys down here used to hunt, and
I
I
have to get to work.
wanted to do it, so I went in just on my own. Got myself a gun. That's I mean, everybody, the boys down here call it just a pop gun. And, but to me, it wasn't the size of the gun that counted, it was the person behind it, okay? And I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But when I got so I could call them, wave at them, and they'd come over, you know, and stand there and look at me and say, well, here I am, what do you want? And I couldn't. I quit hunting. I couldn't do that. I couldn't quit. Okay, when I could call the deer, you have no idea what that meant, you know, to wave at them and then just motion them to come. They'd come and stand there and look at me and much as here I am, what do you want? When Ted saw that, he said, Sal, he said, I always figured you must have been an animal in another world.
I find they're very intelligent though, deer. I was driving down the road one time and a deer jumped across the road. So I slowed down, I don't even know why, I just slowed down and a baby deer came across. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that was cool. But then I seen her still looking, she was still looking out on the road, and I looked on the other side of the road, there was another deer. And then that one came across, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool for 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I guess so, eh?
But yeah, she just like nodded at me and took off, and I was like, wow, that was really spiritual.
Well,
I don't know what to make of that.
yeah, they certainly let you know they appreciated that, by just a little nodding, okay? But when I called them, quit calling them, and they'd come, and I had to quit.